Hey guys, and welcome back for the finale of Pulseman. We're going back to Japan, because it's time to take the fight directly to Dr. W. We will put the Galaxy Gang out of commission once and for all. Let's do this.
We will kick them all in the stomach with our impressive flash kick moves.
And as a final insult, we shall put a bowl on their head and shave their hair and give them the hideous bowl cut, thus setting the events of Diamond and Pearl in motion and giving another protagonist more work to deal with.
There you go.
That's my headcanon.
Do like how he just walked past the arcade instead of him actually walking in. They should have just drawn the door open.
Oh, that's too much effort, man. Too much effort.
Hey, I know all about too much effort. So it was like his power the entire time that Doc W used to he jumps into video games. You know, this is like the ultimate kind of 10-year-old fantasy, to just go to a video game world full of lasers and tits.
Sorry, you mentioned tits and I kind of got thrown off my game there for a second. No, I think he just has like similar powers to Pulseman, and actually, in the English Virtual Console release, it implies that Yoshiyama, you know, Pulseman's dad, became Wariyama due to his mind being warped when re-entering the real world, although there's nothing like this mentioned in the original Japanese version of the game.
Yeah, I'm gonna call bullshit on that one, because again, that would just make him more like fucking Dr. Robotnik, and that's the last thing we need.
Although I don't think, like, Kintabor has ever been mentioned in, you know, proper Sonic canon.
That's true, like, that was only an invention for, like, the English manual, I believe, and then they kind of did it with the comics, because we really gotta force that, I suppose.
I know there's gonna be someone who calls me out on that, so let me just cover my arse by saying the STC version of Kintabor has never been brought up in a Sonic game. Haha, I win!
Now, this is actually a really kind of interesting level. Like, it's based off of, like, you know, your traditional kind of 2D space shooter, and they actually give you an unlimited electricity power-up, so you can just do slash arrows like you're, you know, shooting in space. I think it was pretty neat.
Yeah, it's an auto-scrolling, you know, kind of 2D shmup.
Yeah, sort of, except you're walking everywhere. I mean, you can't really walk in space, that's cosmic and awesome, but, you know, fortunately they're throwing enough asteroids at you.
It still keeps going.
I don't know if Gradius was supposed to be this hard.
Oh, we're getting into the thing where it's throwing retractable platforms at you, and you've really got to be on the ball here, because there sure as shit ain't no platforms below.
Well, this is the last stage of the game. I certainly hope your gaming skills are up to snuff if you manage to marathon this entire way, because there is no save feature, as we mentioned before in Pulseman. There is the level select, but you had to discover those back in the day. You couldn't just pay like $4.99, you know, get that right away, you know, back then. Not like now, where it's truly have evolved gaming, I think.
I sense a wee bit of sarcasm and or cynicism in your tone there, Mr. TH Dragon.
I have never done anything small when it comes to sarcasm. I hope you know that.
I guess. I have to say, you mentioned like the difficulty of the game like a part or two ago, and I would say the most obvious like comparison to this sort of gameplay is Mega Man, and Pulseman is nowhere near as hard as even like Mega Man 1, or you know, even the later Mega Man games on the NES like 5 or 6, and it's like you said, I think it hits that perfect kind of sweet spot, because it is challenging in the final level, you know, as you would expect from a platform game, but I never felt like I was being unfairly punished, you know?
Yeah, definitely. The mistakes you make in this game are definitely your fault. It really doesn't feel like the game is trying to actively campaign to make sure you fuck up. So, and it's got that nice little gradual kind of progression. Although I felt like in comparison, you know, earlier Mega Man games, especially like the first one, like I think that just hits you a little bit too hard too fast. I do notice when I go back and I play these games when I'm older, you know, I realize how badly I was doing as a kid. Because like, you know, back then you didn't really have those kind of reflexes and you didn't have the kind of analytical skills to kind of understand a situation and see how to properly progress. I have no idea how I beat video games as a kid. I never really had that many to begin with, so I guess I couldn't really tell you.
That's part of the fun of doing Let's Plays, honestly, because for me a lot of it was going back and doing those games that I never had the chance to complete.
Yeah, and you know, these days the fun of doing Let's Plays is seeing how much money you can make off of it. Don't you want to hang out with all these cool corporations, Tom?
Unless it's like Game Freak, no, not really. I'd love to visit the Game Freak offices, that would be amazing.
I'd like to go to Valve and ask them what the fuck they're doing, but I don't know, I guess most people want to be like that.
Kick down the door, when's Half-Life 3? Never.
When's a better Steam greenlight? Fucking never.
Oh damn, getting topical now. Lasers can destroy Pulseman.
Okay, alright. I think you just want to sit down and make a list of things that can destroy Pulseman, get it all out of your system, and then we can refer to it whenever we need it.
Okay, the economy, my commentary skills, that's about it.
The crushing realization that you'll always be alone.
Oh,
check.
Damn, man.
No, that destroys me.
Yeah, no, he can go into the internet. He'll never be alone, no matter how much he wants to be.
That's true. His dad did make a girlfriend without having to find one in real life.
You know, when you stop for a minute and just examine the plot of Pulseman, yeah, he made a waifu and married it and had a kid with it.
You know what that's based off of, right?
No.
That old Greek myth of the guy who, I don't know the name of it, of course, but I could tell you about that Greek myth where the person, the sculptor, made a statue of a woman and then he fell in love with it. It's kind of a callback to that.
Oh, Galatea.
Yeah, the legend of Galatea. Well, not legend, myth, but you know, it's the same thing. He basically made a Galatea, except this one has huge boobs and purple hair, because that's the beauty of anime waifus.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of auto-scrolling in this final level.
Well, I mean, it's a game, it's a shmup, see, and here we go, we even have a shmup boss, which is naturally Wariyama's head, but it can split apart and shoot lasers from his nose, just like most people.
If we're going to keep it Game Freak, it is also a sideways Onyx head.
Huh. It also has little, like, shadow spikes on the end, you know, Shadow the Hedgehog. So, is this Onyx or Steelix?
No, Steelix has things coming out the side of his head. Onyx just has the wand horn.
Yes, but Onyx isn't a steel type. Steelix is.
I can't
You
follow.
blew it.
I can't follow your mental gymnastics. Leave me alone.
Not until this playthrough is over.
That actually is a really tricky boss and took me a fair few takes, but because I've become so good at seamlessly editing clips together, you know, even in the middle of a boss battle, you'll never know.
Too bad a magician never reveals his secrets. Oh, too late.
Wow, we're getting really deep into the code at this point.
Yeah, this looks like my coding when I try to make a website. I mean, just look at it. It's disorganized, it splits off into multiple branches, and it doesn't really get anything done.
Whatever happened to Giant Robot Invasion?
I made it for bad reasons, and I did not think it through very well, but I am making a new website.
What possible bad reasons could there be for you to make a blog and say, I like this thing, oh, I dislike this thing?
Well, I had particular goals I wanted to achieve, and I wasn't very good at realizing how particularly to achieve those goals, and Giant Robot Invasion was not the ideal vehicle for those goals.
Okay, I guess. I've learned never to argue with you when it comes to, like, you know, goal-orientated stuff.
Well, we're arguing? I was just telling you why I didn't like it.
The dash move that you can use to charge up in an instant is actually really good for getting over gaps, as you saw back there, and also going through, like, the beams and whatnot, although I only ever found a use for it there.
Yeah, it's good that Pulseman is so mobile. I always tend to prefer platformers where you have less restrictions on your motion, so you can be able to adapt to things on the fly.
Oh, this is actually pretty tricky. You just got to get the right angle and bounce off the wall, and bingo bango, jobs are good. Unlimited Volteca!
And you're just psycho-crushering all over the time, and you gotta keep doing it fast because those things that kill your charge are chasing you.
I'm going to do another thing like I did back in the ruins, which is basically lure these two away from here and then, like, double back.
Ow. 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 No. There we go.
Booyah, baby. Nothing but Pulseman.
Go to the Reddit level.
Please, no.
Okay, your TV is clearly on the fritz here, come on. No, this is like the screen that happens when Mega Man gets a new weapon.
You got Pulse Rocket.
That would be interesting. Ooh, I do like the fading in the background in terms of the colors. Now I'm getting like, this is getting to like really kind of 80s retro synth kind of thing. Like this is sort of like a music video that's warming up in the back.
Yeah, he's a bit of an 80s fag, aren't you?
Well, sorta. I mean, even though I wasn't really born or lived during the 80s, I'm primarily a 90s guy. That's most of my childhood. That's why I like Sega Genesis so much. But I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, but I used to have my dad used to have this place out in our house near like the front door, and we called it the Pit. And what he would do is he would play like all this 80s kind of music there. He had like the surround sound speakers, things like that, and I sort of got into like 80s music more than current music of the generation because he was listening to that kind of stuff all the time. So I kind of have a fondness for both eras in a way.
Why, it was just like a stand with some like speakers and whatnot on it?
Well, no, he had like a full-fledged surround sound system, speakers all hooked up, you know, connected to his computer, all of his sound equipment. things like it. It was a really cool, admittedly, kind of setup that he had going.
That's actually really cool. Thank you for sharing that with the audience and also me, I guess.
Well, it's either that or tell another one of my boring stories.
They're not boring, they're just slightly not exciting.
Alright, now this is, well, I've seen this before, but I didn't get to this far in the game.
If you're not prepared, this boss can destroy Pulseman.
There you go, that time it was actually appropriate, so I'm glad you realized it.
I wasn't even planning for that either, but it can be exploited, can this boss, with the little flash kick maneuver over here, because you get invincibility frames when you're going up and when you're coming down as well.
Now, I think if you leave them linger, like, something will happen on the squares that are opening up back here. I think he might send out another attack. I don't know, I've never seen any video where it leaves them alive long enough to do anything else.
Yeah, I wouldn't try to fight these guys normally. I tried it myself, it was just far too difficult.
Good thing Flash Kick works all the time. Now your TV really is on the fritz.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Just play like an ad mid-roll. Just hit the side of your monitor.
We control the horizontal. We control the vertical. We control a really stupidly easy final boss.
Yes, this is my final form. I'm gonna hit you. I'm not gonna use my whole body for this. I'm saving that. No, I think I can take you with just my hands and my head. It's the Andros form of, fitness. But it seems pretty simple, just hit the hands over and over, and your job's good, and you're good as gravy, all those other things you say.
I can't get over the mini Dr. W's, they're so adorable.
He tends to make the most adorable creatures, yes.
I love the polygon head in the background. Yeah, enjoy that!
God damn, you just want to fuck up the graphics as much as you can and make sure my eyes don't work after this. Classic game!
That was only one arcade machine!
Well, all the Game Freak consoles in the back, what are they gonna do with those now?
Guess it's back to Pokemon for us.
That's what happens when you let Pikachu go full power. So was this in the universe that Snatcher takes place in?
Kinda getting that vibe, yeah. This is Lisa Hartfield, by the way. I wasn't gonna name her, but I'm on the Wikipedia page, so whatever. She appeared in the first level in the TV studio in the background.
Yes, if you checked out that video, you would know.
Surprise! Not dead.
Not having a sequel either, unfortunately.
Pulseman's alive!
Yay! Surprisingly clear audio, though.
Yeah, it's compressed, but what are you gonna do? 'Twas the Mega Drive. Okay, guys, this has been the Pulseman playthrough. I've been Ntom64, he's been THD, and we hope you have enjoyed Pulseman. See you next time!
See you then!
Thank you for playing.